If you ever wondered what your purpose is, we finally have an exercise that will help you figure out exactly why you're getting out of bed every day. Hello, we're back at the same cafe and we are going to continue our journey of understanding purpose in 2026. We're going to watch a video from Simon Sinek, the key steps to finding your purpose.
Today we're just gonna jump into it blindly and follow whatever exercises they recommend.
All right, we start with looking at what high performance is, the definition of high performance. Simon Sinek said that for him, that means being in flow, having fun, and it's almost a feeling at the intersection of what he enjoys and being productive. What do you think about this definition?
I think this is very unmasculine.
Okay.
Very unmasculine way of defining high performance because as we hear about high performance, we always feel like it's a masculine peak performance, peak experience, and like you're at the top of a company, like overseeing a bunch of people. But Simon's saying this is more of a feeling than a definition, a metric.
The
It's
word
something-
feeling,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You said emasculating.
Yeah, I would say this is a pretty unmasculine.
Okay, okay.
This is almost like a pretty feminine
He just
definition,
throw. She just decided to throw the word
like a zen
like a
kind of
feeling
definition.
on a table with two other men.
Feel.
Oh shit, we're gonna talk about feelings. Oh no, I'm not ready. I love the idea of it being a feeling a lot, and personally, I find it so useful because as I was walking yesterday through the city, I started to wonder how can I bring this feeling of having more fun into my very scheduled self. I was wondering, how can you still have fun while also doing everything that you set your mind to do? So I guess just setting having fun as an objective might be a useful way to bring more fun into your life. What do you think? How
I
do you have
agree.
fun?
Where your attention goes, energy flows. If you don't focus especially on that, even if it's just a language, it's a term,
Yeah.
right? It's a vocab thing. But if you don't put your attention over that specific area of your life, it's hard to focus on whatever activity that might bring you fun, but may not.
There was this another piece of advice which says you should never keep yourself stuck in an activity that doesn't energize you in that moment. So if you have 3 or 4 activities that you need to do in a day, try to organize them based on your mood or your energy level such that you are closer at least to a sort of enjoyment while performing that activity. Even if I have to write a document at work, I will try to see it as a creative way to convince someone. If I write an email, I try to switch it from this is just a boring admin task to this is a way to get something. How can I do this creatively and in a human way? There was also another thing that he said. He talked about his mission. And he said that his mission is everyone should wake up doing what they enjoy doing, which I love. He's talking about the importance of having this mission and how it helps him. Why it's important to have a purpose. The fact that he narrowed it down and crystallized it so clearly to one simple statement helps him make decisions and filter out what he will do and what he will not do, what he says yes to and what he says no to. And he gives examples in his daily work where he will make decisions about partnerships or deals based on their alignment with his mission. So, for example, even if a very prestigious company will come and give him a great deal, he might say no to that deal because it's not aligned with his mission. And he might go instead to something that's not necessarily as profitable, but where he can learn something new and where things are aligned with what he stands for and where he's going to get that sort of enjoyment while being productive too.
Yeah, I love that example too because I think it takes a lot for a person to turn down a profitable opportunity, but instead choose freedom, choose alignment, choose the truth. And yeah, I just really respect that and hope I can get there too.
If you ever wondered what your purpose is, we finally have an exercise that will help you figure out exactly why you're getting out of bed every day. You just have to go and ask your best friends why they are sticking around with you. And in the process, the answer will slowly crystallize. Your why will come to the surface. Very few in the world can actually articulate their why, and it has to do with language and with how our brains are wired. Actually, most inspiring leaders think and act in the same way, and when they're talking to their audience, they all start by talking about their why. They're doing this because when you start talking about the why, you are addressing directly the decision making part of your brain. And that's why people feel inspired in a way that they cannot fully describe. Mila said something very interesting earlier about the fact that your why has been formed by the time we hit our mid teens. And you said it's a bit scary.
Yeah, so your why has been fully formed and will stay the same for the rest of your life at age 18 or so. It was formed during this really short time window between your mid teens to your late teens. And I wonder if I haven't passed my teenage years, to be honest, after hearing this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there is a bit of a difference between you having your why, your core fundamental traits somehow settled in your identity, and understanding how those features can reflect into your behaviors or how you can use those core identity pillars to be and to do. That's where the freedom comes into play and what it means to explore, because how you connect who you are with what you can do is where you have the flexibility, and where people maybe feel stuck because they don't understand how can I align myself with different things where my story is already settled by the time I hit mid-teens. The fact that your why is defined early on in your life doesn't mean that you cannot shape how that reflects into the world. But putting that into words is the challenge. And that's where his exercise about asking your best friend comes into play. Have you ever done it before? Asking your best friend, why are we friends?
I've done exercises like use three words to describe me, but that's to the extent of the exercises I tried on them.
That's shallow for truly understanding your value.
Yeah, haven't tried a longer, deeper exercise like this.
So I'm really excited about that. And also, as a funny joke, when your friends finally start to open up about why they're still friends, you get your reason of why you're getting out of bed every morning. And I just thought of, oh, reason of getting out of bed versus raison d'etre, which sounds so elitist and reserved for a certain class of society. Raison d'etre, which is so serious, your reason of being versus just reason to get out of your bed and be a best friend to whoever one or two or three people you have as best friends in your life. Much easier. You can use your best friends to understand your raison of getting out of bed every day. And then once you find your why, you can articulate it. You can tell your specific story. How did you discover your why? Going from history and then maybe discussing our stories. So Simon said that it's a kind of a typical story if you think about it. He wakes up one day in a very successful career in marketing and discovers that he is utterly depressed. He doesn't want to wake up to do the work that he's been doing for the past years. He is sad, he is depressed, and it's getting darker and darker. But he's feeling deeply embarrassed by what he feels because the world tells you to be grateful for doing something that so many other people wish to have and they don't. So you should just feel okay. You shouldn't feel depressed. You should just continue doing something that doesn't work for you anymore. So what he had to do was faking every day until someone reached out to him, a friend, and had the courage to help him accept that something was wrong, that something had to be changed. This shows the importance of courage to look at yourself and to understand that you need to be courageous enough to also tell the others that this is not working out for you anymore and that something needs to change. So, Mila, how did you discover your why? What's your story?
I am not sure if I fully found it yet, but I know I have a theme of connecting with people and solving people problems instead of business problems.
How did you figure that out? Or when did you start asking yourself even remote questions about your why?
I think in my past few jobs that I've taken on since I started working, I've always had this sense that I'm working because I'm working with these people, with these colleagues who are having such pain for solving something in their daily work, and I really hate to see them struggle. They are so stressed, working till 8, 9 p.m. every day. And then the people from our clients who are so confused about what this company do, what we offer, and they either just got onto their job or are clueless about everything. And so I would be the champion, trying to just make them feel more rest assured, more like confident at their job.
Did you ever find yourself in their position, and was it someone who guided you in a way in which you now aspire to do for others?
Yeah. So I had a conversation with the person at our company. And then I'm just asking, hey, how did you get here? And she was talking about her. And then I was just listening and thinking, oh, wow, it would be so great if I can also have her job to be working with her as a colleague in the
And
same
why?
department. Because I just feel, oh, wow, she's really empowering the people who's working at the company instead of empowering the business, the deals. And so that's when I was realizing, okay, I like to take on the same job. How
Thank you
did
very
you
much.
find out yours?
I have an impression that it was always there. It started almost as a manifestation in how I live my life. I always hated others telling me what to do, or just feeling like they can tell me about future limits that I'm going to encounter. Because every time I prove them in my small circle back home that I can do better, then they wanted me to know about other obstacles that I'm going to meet in the future. And I hated that someone felt entitled to telling me what I can achieve and what I can do. So first, I lived in a way that showed others, no, you can't do it. Initially, it was just to prove myself. But in time, more and more people came to tell me that they are inspired by what I did and that they would love to do that. I just have this desire to empower others to really go through their hardest moments in life and live a life that's aligned with who they are and not accept whatever other people say you cannot do, because I myself prove first to myself and then to the people who wanted to limit me that I can do it. And in the process, I discovered a sense of fulfillment and happiness that I want everyone to experience.
Did you also have someone who you've been modeling after, a mentor,
I had many
inspiration?
mentors, at least people hope to give me some directions based on whatever they thought it's best for me. I always was lost for not having the top 5 people who I love in life, top leaders you admire. I never really had that. I'm actually most impressed and I admire most people who can quickly pivot their ways, because it's not about being successful at the peak of your success. For me, it's being at the peak of your happiness. So if a certain form of success doesn't work out for you, I love people who have managed to quickly pivot their lifestyles to pursue something that will make them happier in a long term, in a broader picture. There is more like an archetype than just one person alone. But I always learn from all the people around me, and especially value mentors who kindly shared from their life experience in an open way and never told me, oh, based on my experience, you can do this and you cannot do that. Another great questions to ask ourselves. Does knowing your purpose take away the bad days, doubting yourself, or fear? And I really love this question because it gives part of answer to my shitty mood yesterday,
Yeah.
which is having a purpose and even knowing it won't take these things away. They will still stay there. And
Can you tell us more details
yeah,
about your experience yesterday?
my bad experience yesterday,
Yeah.
it was just a very low when I was thinking, even, okay, I know my purpose. I feel so connected to it during all these previous days and months. And in that moment, still, it doesn't help at all. Everything is terrible, nothing is working. I'm doubting my ability to do what I tell myself I want to do. And even if I do that, then what? What is going to change? And it's so surprising and shocking that these things still exist and come with so much power from time to bite and try to destroy everything that you are so sure of being. The purpose helps you know who you are. So in that moment, although the emotions are all turbulent and negative, at least you can rationally remember fact one, fact two, fact three. Remove emotions. Emotions can't really handle well facts. Having a purpose also helps you understand which are the environments that you thrive in. So you're going to quickly realize what you need the following day, the following week to put you back on the right track. Maybe you've been too much alone because you've been doing something that requires alone time. Maybe you need to reconnect. Maybe you need to call one of your mentors to remind yourself why you are inspired by some things. Maybe you need to read some books, some words, to consume something that will just make sense. Adversity is the best teacher in the world because it shows you who you are. Sometimes we need these bad moments to truly test if what we decided it's our purpose actually is. Because we will never easily give up on what truly matters to us. But if it's just a flimsy thing, one bad day, and it's gone. What happens if you are truly successful pursuing your purpose? One risk that you are going to start facing is starting to be constrained by the identity that you're putting up. Oh, you are so courageous. You're so happy. You are so nice. You are so kind. And all of these compliments, they might become post-its in a small cage in which you somehow, as a public person standing for that idea, will have to start acting in the constraints of that identity. And after that, what happens after you're no longer here? If your purpose stands for something beyond your person, or if it's just going to get down in history with you. What did you get away from this segment?
Yeah, I like the example he gave, Simon gave, for changing his company's name for something that relates to his own name to something that relates to a general idea. It's called Optimism Company. I think a lot of times I myself even get caught up in the sense that, oh, I want to get recognized for what I contribute as a really unique person in this company. Oh, this team, this department would be so lucky to have me, this specific individual. But I guess losing sight of the things, the ideas that I'm actually contributing that makes them want to have me. That's a good reminder for me to focus on my specific attributes or characteristics.
I find it a sort of relief when you stop associating yourself with your purpose and just try to see yourself as a supporter of a vision that's being pushed by many other people, because this absolves you from the responsibility of holding all the burdens on your shoulder. You're just one of the persons contributed towards the same vision. It feels we're living in a world where we're listening to these ideas being expressed through Simon, but fortunately, it doesn't feel like that absurd anymore. It somehow feels the natural way forward.
What do you mean by that? Can you say more?
If we were watching this video 20 years ago, we would have had maybe contrarian reactions to his thought. But now it just feels like there's so many more people out there concerned with the higher sense of being, the higher sense of purpose. We now take it as a natural preoccupation, but only 20, 30 years ago it was not. So I just feel fortunate to be in a world where more and more people join this school of thought.
Including you guys
Yes.
watching this video right now.
We are back with our final questions. Are you ready, Mila?
Give me 3 seconds.
Okay. We are almost done, and I hope you guys feel energized. And if not, these are 4 questions that we're going to ask each other. Number 1, which are your 3 non negotiable behaviors for the people around you?
1, a decent degree of other centeredness, other orientation.
Okay.
If not, they shouldn't be in my life at this point. So considering others. Then 2, take their own purpose seriously. And 3, take other things lightly. That's fine.
Mine are integrity, as defined a combination of honesty and reliability, a growth mindset, and then communication, even when it gets uncomfortable. Solve that conflict, guys. Just stay at the same table and solve it. Question number 2.
Yeah.
What's one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
I would say hurt people, and you don't have to take their daggers.
Hurt people?
Hurt people.
Oh, okay. I thought you should hurt people. Okay, turn of genre here in this podcast. Mine would be when you're swinging on that swing, competing with a boy, keep your hands on the bars or you're going to break your skull. That's my piece of advice.
And real story too.
Yeah, yeah. Think I wouldn't go back in time to change anything because even in the hardest moments, I found important pieces of who I am that are just so valuable. I wouldn't risk changing the future.
Nice.
And number 4th, because we cannot ask number 2 because you don't like the question. What's the most valuable piece of advice that someone shared with you?
So it's from a friend from my undergrad. He said, you can love someone because you are love itself. You are wholeness and don't need the missing piece.
Nice.
And your piece?
What's happening in bachelor students these days? Like, how old was this person? Was it like the 3rd bachelor in life? Okay. Great. For me, one from my mom. Don't live with your fear in your chest. Nu trăi cu frica în sân, brothers and sisters. And one from my mentor, which is be a fool, act foolishly. So yeah, those were my most valuable advice that I think of.
Did you always say those were the best pieces of advice? Or
Let's
are
think.
they the best for you most recently?
If I think of the times when I have the biggest challenges in my day-to-day life, yeah, because it's all about facing the fears and then also about facing one of the biggest fear we have, which is being judged by others. So when you're not afraid of that, then you can just act foolishly and be the jester in the room, which is such a valuable role to play in our society.
Be the jester.
Yeah, the clown in the king's court. Yeah, guys, let us know what are your best pieces of advice you've ever received, or which piece of advice you would share with your younger selves. Thank you so much for checking this video out, and we hope you're going to do the exercise with your best friends. We really hope that this contributed to you getting closer and closer to the valuable piece of information about your purpose. Any last words?
No, I'm just looking forward to doing the friends exercise.
Yeah, me too. And get ready, all my friends across the world. See you guys next time.